For centuries, whispers and rumors have circulated among theologians and historians, hinting at the existence of hidden or forbidden chapters within the Bible. These whispers are not just idle gossip, but are often based on fragments of texts, obscure references in other ancient writings, and the tantalizing possibility that there is more to the sacred scriptures than what has been canonized. These apocryphal texts, shrouded in mystery and controversy, have long been relegated to the shadows of religious discourse. They are often found in the margins of history, in the footnotes of scholarly works, or hidden away in private collections, far from the eyes of the general public. Some believe these lost scriptures hold secrets that could reshape our understanding of Christianity. They argue that these texts might contain teachings of Jesus that were deemed too radical or controversial for inclusion in the official canon. Or perhaps they offer insights into the early Christian communities that have been lost to time. Others dismiss them as heretical fabrications, unworthy of serious consideration. They point to the lack of historical evidence, the dubious origins of many of these texts, and the potential for them to be forgeries created for various reasons, from political to personal gain. Regardless of one's stance, the allure of the unknown continues to captivate the imagination, prompting us to question what we think we know about the Bible and its message. The very idea that there could be hidden chapters sparks a sense of adventure and discovery, a feeling that there is always more to learn and uncover. The idea of hidden biblical chapters taps into a deep-seated human fascination with secrets and forbidden knowledge. It speaks to our innate curiosity and our desire to uncover the truth, no matter how deeply it may be buried. This fascination is not limited to religious texts, but extends to all areas of human knowledge and history. It challenges the authority of established institutions, inviting us to question received wisdom and delve into the unexplored corners of history. By doing so, we not only learn more about the past, but also gain a deeper understanding of the present and the forces that have shaped our world. While some may approach this topic with skepticism, it is essential to remember that the Bible, as we know it today, is the product of a long and complex process of compilation, translation, and interpretation. Over the centuries, countless decisions were made about what to include and what to exclude, often influenced by the political, social, and theological contexts of the time. This process has inevitably left some voices unheard and some stories untold. The study of these hidden or forbidden chapters is not just an academic exercise but a journey into the heart of human belief and understanding. It invites us to consider the possibility that our current knowledge is incomplete and that there is always more to discover. Whether these texts are ultimately proven to be authentic or not, their existence challenges us to keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep seeking the truth. In the end, the whispers of hidden truths remind us that history is not a closed book, but a living, breathing narrative that we are all a part of. Each discovery, each new piece of evidence, adds to the rich tapestry of our collective story, urging us to look beyond the surface and delve deeper into the mysteries that lie beneath. The early church wielded immense power in shaping the biblical canon, determining which texts were deemed authoritative and which were to be excluded. This process was fraught with theological debate, political maneuvering, and cultural biases. The decisions made by these early church leaders were not taken lightly, as they understood the profound impact their choices would have on the future of Christianity. The criteria for inclusion in the canon were not always clear-cut, and often involved subjective judgments about a text's authorship, orthodoxy, and overall message. Writings that aligned with the prevailing theological views of the time were more likely to be accepted, while those that deviated from the norm or presented challenges to established doctrines were often rejected or suppressed. This selective process was influenced by the need to maintain a unified doctrine and to prevent the spread of what were considered heretical ideas. In the centuries following the rise of Christianity, various councils and synods convened to establish a definitive collection of sacred scriptures. These gatherings sought to unify the faith under a common set of beliefs and practices, often suppressing alternative interpretations or dissenting voices. The Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, for example, was one of the most significant of these meetings, where church leaders debated and decided upon key theological issues and the canon of Scripture. The decisions made at these councils were not merely academic, they had real-world implications for the believers. Texts that were excluded from the canon were often destroyed or hidden away, their teachings lost to history. This suppression of alternative viewpoints ensured that the church maintained control over the religious narrative and prevented the fragmentation of the faith. However, it also meant that many diverse and potentially enriching perspectives were lost. The preservation of the chosen texts was equally important. Monks and scribes dedicated their lives to copying and preserving these sacred writings, ensuring their survival through the centuries. This painstaking work was often done in monasteries, where the quiet and contemplative environment was conducive to such meticulous labor. The invention of the printing press in the 15th century revolutionized this process, making the Bible more accessible to the general public and further solidifying the Church's chosen canon. Despite the Church's efforts to control the biblical narrative, some suppressed texts have resurfaced over time. The discovery of the Nag Hammadi Library in 1945, for example, revealed a wealth of early Christian writings that had been hidden for centuries. These texts offer a glimpse into the diverse beliefs and practices of early Christian communities and challenge the traditional understanding of Christian history. The Church's role in the preservation and suppression of biblical texts has had a profound impact on the development of Christian thought, shaping the beliefs and practices of billions of believers across the globe. While the decisions made by early church leaders were intended to unify and strengthen the faith, they also resulted in the loss of many diverse and potentially enriching perspectives. As we continue to uncover and study these suppressed texts, we gain a deeper understanding of the rich and complex history of Christianity. One such text that fell victim to this process of suppression is the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, a fragment of a larger work discovered in Egypt in 1896, buried beneath the sands of time. This ancient manuscript, dating back to the 2nd century, offers a unique and often overlooked perspective on the life and teachings of Jesus. Unlike the canonical Gospels, which primarily focus on the male disciples, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene highlights the prominent role of women in early Christianity, particularly Mary Magdalene herself. The text portrays Mary Magdalene as a close confidant of Jesus, privy to secret teachings and spiritual insights not shared with the other disciples. She is depicted as a leader, teacher, and visionary, challenging traditional gender roles and offering a more inclusive understanding of discipleship. However, her elevated status and unconventional teachings proved controversial in the patriarchal society of early Christianity, leading to the suppression of her gospel and the marginalization of her story. The rediscovery of the Gospel of Mary Magdalene in the late 19th century was a momentous event that sent shockwaves through both the academic and religious worlds. This ancient text, long dismissed as mere legend or heresy, suddenly emerged from the shadows of history, challenging the established narratives of early Christianity. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene offered a radically different perspective on the role of women in early Christianity, a perspective that had been largely suppressed or ignored by the traditional biblical canon. This discovery forced scholars and theologians to reconsider the historical context in which the early Christian texts were written and compiled. Here was a text that not only provided new insights into the life and teachings of Mary Magdalene, but also raised profound questions about the formation of the biblical canon itself. The existence of this gospel suggested that there were many voices and perspectives in early Christianity that had been silenced or marginalized over the centuries. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene's portrayal of women as central figures in the early Christian movement was particularly revolutionary. It challenged the long-held assumptions about the subordinate role of women in the church and suggested that women had played a much more significant role in the development of early Christian thought and practice than previously acknowledged. The implications of this discovery were far-reaching. It called into question the motives of those who had sought to suppress such texts and raised uncomfortable questions about the power dynamics within the early church. Why had this gospel been excluded from the canonical texts? What other voices and perspectives had been lost to history? The authenticity of the Gospel of Mary Magdalene was quickly called into question by many scholars. Some dismissed it as a Gnostic forgery or a work of fiction, arguing that it did not fit within the established framework of early Christian writings. However, others saw it as a valuable piece of the puzzle, offering a glimpse into the diverse and dynamic nature of early Christian thought. Careful analysis of the manuscript's language, style, and theological content has led many experts to conclude that it is indeed a genuine 2nd century text. This conclusion is based on a variety of factors, including the manuscript's linguistic characteristics, its theological themes, and its historical context. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene is now seen by many as an authentic representation of early Christian diversity. It provides invaluable insights into the beliefs, practices, and controversies that shaped the development of Christianity in its formative years. While it may not provide a verbatim account of historical events, it offers a window into the rich tapestry of early Christian thought and the complex dynamics that influenced the formation of the biblical canon. The rediscovery of the Gospel of Mary Magdalene has also sparked renewed interest in other non-canonical texts. Scholars are now re-examining these texts with fresh eyes, seeking to understand the broader context of early Christian writings and the diverse voices that contributed to the development of Christian theology. This renewed interest has led to a more nuanced understanding of early Christianity, one that recognizes the complexity and diversity of the early Christian movement. It has also highlighted the importance of preserving and studying these ancient texts, as they offer valuable insights into the historical and cultural context in which Christianity emerged. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene, along with other rediscovered texts, has opened up new avenues of research and debate. It has challenged scholars to think more critically about the formation of the biblical canon and the historical processes that shaped the development of Christian theology. As we continue to explore these ancient texts, we gain a deeper understanding of the rich and diverse heritage of early Christianity. The rediscovery of the Gospel of Mary Magdalene is a testament to the enduring importance of historical scholarship and the ongoing quest to uncover the hidden truths of our past. While it may not provide a verbatim account of historical events, it offers invaluable insights into the beliefs, practices, and controversies that shaped the development of Christianity in its formative years. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene stands as a powerful reminder of the diverse and dynamic nature of early Christian thought and the ongoing journey to understand our shared history.